What's up, everyone? It's your boy Scott. Welcome to the Scott Reports. Today I'm bringing you an anime review of Berserk episode 16. And I don't know, guys, I'm really liking this second season of Berserk a lot more than the first. I don't know. Maybe they're just doing a better job of adapting it. Maybe I'm just crazy, but I don't know. But the last few of these episodes have all been pretty well. I mean, that second one was a little bit weak, but like episodes like this one shows off the strength of Berserk, and it takes us to a world that we really should see more for Berserk, and we're definitely going to see from this point on forward more of a fantasy aspect of the series, because Berserk is labeled as the strongest fantasy anime out there. So now we actually are getting kind of a break from, you know, the demons and apostles, and we're seeing more things out there in the world, like witches, for example, that we've seen in this episode itself. But the episode focused kind of on Berserk and his new crew, or Guts and his new crew, as is building in Berserk, and how they're all adjusting to being out in the wild and being out on their own, because Guts, for every sense and purpose, has an entirely new crew to what he's doing. He's been out there all his life, out there fighting for survival, fending for himself, and ever since the eclipse, he's been going against all these demons the entire time, not even getting sleep. But we now have a whole band of crew who are not used to that, and we're getting to the point where he's trying to train them and get him ready for the life that they're going to have if they're going to follow him, starting with training Isidoro, because he was like, you know what, you're a small cat, you don't have the strength to take anybody out, you're gonna get wrecked. Knowing that you need to up your speed, you need to use your speed, you need to start hitting people in their weaknesses, because that's the only way you're gonna have a chance in the battlefield. So to see Guts in this type of role is very good, and we get more time with Farnese in this episode, being humbled in a sense, because, you know, she's royalty, she was part of the Holy See, she was used to having everything handed to her. Now that she's out in this world, she has to get her own firewood, she has to get her own food, she has to fend for herself, and even little small things like taking care of Casca is a task for her, because it's not something that she's usually doing. And Casca in itself is kind of a pain point for me in this series, because this world is so dangerous and she's so brain dead and just does what she wants, but you still have to look after her. And Farnese was really down on herself that she couldn't even do that, letting her escape, letting her get away. Thankfully, she was able to get back to the rest of the camp and they found her, but she sat in that forest all night beating herself up like, am I so useless that I can't even look after a brain dead girl right now? I can't hunt, I can't get my own food, I can't do anything. All I knew was how to be a bitch in the Holy See, and now I have to do all of these things. So I hope that I don't bring this team down. And Serpico is still a little bit salty with Guts too. He's kind of like, you know what, that fight, yeah, you beat me, and I don't like how Farnese feels about you right now. So I'm not blatantly saying let's fight, but I'm saying let's fight. So we're getting to see all of these things build up, and it's good. This is what Guts needs. Guts needs a support system, even if it's him being a mentor and trying to get all of these people together right now and preparing them for this world. And Guts is dealing with his own demons too, because he has this feeling that he can't get too happy with that wolf demon still following him around. But the biggest part of this episode was being introduced to the witch Chuckie, and actually seeing something else besides a demon or apostle. This episode dealt with trolls. No, I mean like real trolls, not like us who are still clowning this series about the animation, but true life fantasy type of trolls who are terrorizing this village. And Chuckie and a new fairy was actually there to help these guys drive the trolls off and take them back to her home, where she's being trained by a mentor witch who knows the deep dark desires or light desires of everybody that came in there. She basically has a prophecy. She's been looking for Guts, and things are going to get real fantasy from this point on with this series, and it is very refreshing. Guts got a mage on his side now. Chuckie, I mean, even though they did take out her little minions pretty good, that's going to be a big help to have somebody on your side that can do magic, that can heal, and do all types of things, because that's what he's going to need as well. Very happy to see this character. Chuckie is one of my favorite characters in this series, so it was good to see her finally come into the fold and see how she's going to react with Guts and everybody as they're on this journey to get Casca to safety. Man, I cannot wait. I know we can't wait for the Berserk armor, of course, but to see Guts in his position where he has a support system and feels that he can finally maybe just be a little bit happy, even if it's just in the daytime, is always a big plus for this series. So overall, this was a fine episode showing us the other side of Berserk, the more adventurous side, the more fantasy side. It's kind of a breath of fresh air, because Guts and crew and the cast in this series have been through so much pain and so much hurt through the eclipse, and it's still there, but to get a different setting is always a good thing. Just kind of gives you a breather for that, because it's gonna be back. It's gonna be back really soon. But for now, let's just go on this fantasy adventure. It didn't feel like Berserk. It really didn't. And that was probably one of the best things about the episode overall. So I have to say, I've been impressed with the 2017 adaptation of Berserk more than 2016 already so far. So let's just see if they can keep this up next week and keep this going. So guys, let me know what you thought of the episode in the comments below. If you liked the video, go ahead and drop it a like. And if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as there's not a shortage of content you guys to indulge on this channel. As a matter of fact, at some point I still gotta get Rage of Bahamut out, so another fantastic fantasy series. I'll try to get that out if I can, and I'll see you guys then. So on that note, it's your boy Scott signing out, and as I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube but you chose to listen to me, and I really appreciate that. I can't believe I almost forgot that. Now I can say it's your boy Scott signing out. See you soon.